welcome to the Slow Home Studio. We're carrying on our conversation about corner pantries, which is one of the most ubiquitous kitchen design elements. It's also one of the most awkward and one of the ones that we don't recommend in kitchen design.
That's right. It's hard to imagine doing a month on kitchens without touching at least once on corner pantries. And for those of you, if there's anybody out there that doesn't know what a corner pantry looks like, here's a particularly bad example. And it really is just this kind of elephant in the room that gets jammed into the corner, and it is there more for marketing than it is to store food.
Yeah, and this is an example of a good pantry design. And typically, for a pantry to be really functional, it has to be a room that is a well-proportioned size, adjacent to the kitchen, that can be closed off, that has enough room for you to circulate in, and has a variety of storage. In this kitchen, there's a bit of shallow storage, plus there's full depth storage. It's for things like canned goods, small appliances, things that you can't easily store in the kitchen.
No, and what happens in a typical townhouse apartment or small single-family house is it gets reduced down to basically a little thing in the corner. And so when we look at and see what that actually looks like in plan, although it has a fancy name, pantry, it really isn't all that useful. I mean, we've got a very little bit of counter space. We've got a 45-degree angle, which you're going to talk about in a minute, what that does to the rest of the kitchen. But it's something that you can't really even walk into. You can walk up to, and it's not as effective at the end of the day as a more orthogonal built-in piece of pantry storage.
Yeah, and my biggest issue with them is when the designers start to integrate the 45-degree angle of the pantry into other elements in the kitchen. In this case, they've had to chamfer the edge of the island to resolve the geometry of that corner, and it makes the island awkward. Also, the door swing here, often they swing out, and they typically use house passage doors, which are not millwork doors. They're large. They take up a lot of space with the swing. Look at the location of the fridge. This is very common that designers place the fridge right up against the corner pantry. Think about how the door is going to swing. There's going to be a collision right there, and then at the end of the day, there's a little bit of space where you can stand, and then there's awkward storage in the corner, which is really not very functional.
That's right. I think the far better solution in this particular case would be to have just extended the counter all the way along and then had a piece of built-in floor-to-ceiling pantry storage that way, so that you would have had that much storage and then a lot more counter space.
So remember, corner pantries only provide the illusion of storage. We don't recommend them in kitchen design.
See you tomorrow.
If you're in the Calgary area or planning to visit, we encourage you to register for one of our Fall 2011 live Slow Home Studio courses. The courses are design-based and they're available to anybody. No experience is necessary. Kitchen Design Workshop 1 will be offered Saturday, September 17th from 9:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. House Design for Empty Nesters, featuring design tips on how to downsize, will be offered Saturday, September 24th from 11 a.m. until 12:15 p.m. Just How Green Is This House? Seminar on Practical Sustainability will be offered Saturday, September 24th from 1 p.m. until 2:15 p.m. And Green Design Workshop 1, featuring design tips for passive solar design, will be offered Saturday, October 1st from 9:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. You can register online at slowhomestudio.com, or you can phone and register at 403-229-4330.